Welcome to episode 227, Reed Hastings and Netflix, 10 Lessons. This is an outline of episode 227. Lesson number 1, Hastings' most famous battle, killing Blockbuster Video.
I'd have to say for the first 4 years, all we cared about was survival. So we were, not cash flow positive. We were founded in '97, and so we were in the first internet bubble. So we raised a bunch of money during the bubble, then it crashed. We didn't have enough money to get profitable. It was tough. We did a big layoff. We kind of, skimmed into profitability just as, we had raised $100 million and we got down to $5 million in the bank before we turned cash flow positive.
Actually, Netflix was struggling for the first 4 years and proposed selling half to Blockbuster for $50 million, which was luckily declined by Blockbuster. Lesson number 2, anticipate the future. There were 2 futures. Future number 1, DVD rental business. DVD number 2, internet movie streaming business. Blockbuster Video did not anticipate neither.
Reed Hastings has made a career out of anticipating the future.
Reed Hastings sees the future and how different it could be in a way that the average person does not. And his brilliance comes in figuring out how to get from an A to a B that people don't even see.
Lesson number 3, he's a serial entrepreneur. Netflix is his second success. He sold his first company, Pure Software, for $500 million in 1997. He was 37 then.
And I was in the first company, I was a very good product person, but I was not a good CEO, or I was not a great CEO. So I was sincere, but naive. And then in the second company, because you get to start over, you're much more thoughtful. And, first we were 20 people and 50, and, the first company had been 700, so that was like no big deal.
Lesson number 4, learning by fire to become CEO of Netflix.
How did Pure prepare you for Netflix? What were the most important lessons that hopefully helped?
Yeah, it helped, but it was learned by fire. I mean, I mentioned the, the turnover on the VPs of sales, and there was, many other similar things that then I had time. We got bought by our largest competitor in '97 after missing our numbers, and so it was a soft landing to what would have been very bad news.
Lesson number 5, his innovation was no late fee subscription model.
Less than 1 in 100 households owned a DVD player. They cost nearly $600, and no one knew when they'd become more affordable. Blockbuster and Hollywood Video dominated the industry, with thousands of retail stores in almost every neighborhood. If Hastings wanted to compete, he had to build a better customer experience. So he innovated with an idea, an easy-to-use subscription service. For a monthly fee, members were allowed as many movies as they could watch, with no late fees.
He realized.
Lesson number 6, Netflix culture is talent density. Netflix shows for hiring, less is more.
So suddenly we didn't have enough money. We had to lay off a third of the company in 2001, and we eked into profitability and survived. And of course, if you can get that joy of people excellence and talent density, then you're very likely to win. Did this 1/3 layoff, it was 120 people to 80. We had expected to basically grind to a halt and really not be able to make any improvements because it would take 80 people just to keep the lights on. But in fact, we got more done with only 80 people. And so we realized with the right density of talent, there's very little process needed, and that was the joyful thing.
Lesson number 7, he made lots of big mistakes. For example, in 2011, he lost more than half of Netflix stock value in 3 months.
Killer stumble stalled its growth.
Netflix subscribers are fleeing en masse. More than 800,000 customers canceled their service last quarter.
I've heard some people say that.
The huge mistake we made is, remember 2010, we're in the middle of a recession, still pretty deep, is we said, well, it's $8 is a good price for the DVD plan. It's a good price for the streaming plan. So the combination, which is $16, is the new price. And the old price was $10. So from the customer standpoint, one day the price went up 60% in the middle of a recession, and now they had to deal with 2 user interfaces instead of 1. So this was not well regarded.
Lesson number 8. Reed Hastings is one of the greatest tech disruptor in history. He raised $100 million in IPO to wage a war with Blockbuster Video, which he won. He also committed $100 million just for shows of cards to compete with HBO on original content. Lesson number 9. He's a closet artificial intelligence guy. He actually studied AI for his master's degree at Stanford University.
What were you thinking when you went from math in Swaziland to applying to both Stanford and MIT for a master's in computer science?
I wanted something kind of in between. I thought, oh, AI, that's going to be, you know, some blend of, you know, intensely intellectual, and they both had AI programs. And this was in the first AI bubble. Right now we're in another big AI bubble, but there was one in the mid-'80s with Ed Feigenbaum and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The queue, a list of movies that the user wanted, and computer-generated recommendations that were surprisingly accurate.
Lesson number 10. Money is not everything. Hastings' passion is education reform.
While Netflix was struggling to become profitable in 2000, Reed Hastings did the unexpected. Again, he took an additional job on California's State Board of Education.
Any of you who have tried to change large organizations know that half the battle is getting it on the right course. The second half of the battle is keeping it on that course.
He was appointed by then-Governor Gray Davis.
I got a call from somebody I'd never heard of named Reed Hastings saying he wanted to come to Stanford and study state education policy and politics. And I wasn't quite sure why he was interested in this, because it didn't fit in with anything on his resume.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.